This is the demo video for Medicare Compare USA's online tools, which includes access to Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage, which we'll be walking through today. In order to start a new quote, we'll click Run Quote underneath Medicare Supplement. This is the page where we'll enter the quote parameters. We can either do a quick quote where we enter the quote parameters here, or we can select one of our clients from the client dropdown and it will pre-fill this information for us. Anything we enter or change here will be saved to the client's profile later, and we will talk later about the client manager profile in another video. So once we've entered everything on the Medicare Sup page here for the search parameters, we can either hit Get Quote, or if we'd like to use the Underwriting Filter and add in a person's health conditions and medications, we can click Show Advanced. This opens up the underwriting filter where you can enter in a person's health conditions as well as the medications they may be taking, and then you can select the associated condition. Be sure to click Add Filter under the health condition and Add Filter under medications. You can add in multiple health conditions and medications. Once they've all been added, be sure to hit Get Quote. How this underwriting filter works is it will only show you carriers or options or plan options that would not automatically decline the applicant based on the health conditions or medications you entered. So it's not a be all tell all, but it will weed out any of those carriers that would automatically decline based on the health condition or drug. If you'd like to see the list here, you can see it with the underwriting filters applied. So you can see up at the top, we have diabetes and this drug listed here. If we want to remove those and see the unfiltered list, we can just unselect the underwriting filters and then we'll see all options available. To add those health conditions or drugs back, we just select underwriting filter and we'll add those filters back in. You can see we have our rates here listed by price from least expensive to most expensive. We have State Mutual here at the top. $97.28 is a monthly premium. We can see if the household discount is listed here. That means they have a household discount of 7%. We can, on the left-hand side of our screen, remove the household discount or add that back in. We can see the policy fee, parent company, AM Best rating, rate type, plan type, S&P rating, rating class, years in market, and effective date. So some good information here. On the left-hand side of our screen, we can expand or contract our quotes. We can see the annual rate if we'd rather see annual rather than monthly. We can select market analytics, which shows us age increases, increase history, and market data. If we want some more explanation on the market data, age increase history or increase history or age increases, I should say we should scroll down to the left-hand side of our screen, click About Quote, and it will give us some definitions and sources of all this information listed here. We can also do application health questions. So if we select any of these health conditions, maybe enlarged heart, we'll select this and it would show us what the look back period is for any of these conditions. So we have enlarged heart, it says the look back period's 2 years. So that means on the application it will ask if somebody's had this health condition in the past 2 years. So that's an example of the look back period underwriting information. We can also, on the left-hand side of our screen, do an export by doing a print, PDF, or Excel file download. We can select up to 5 carriers at once by clicking the premium or carrier name, and these plans will populate on the left-hand side of our screen under Compare Quotes, and then we can click Compare Quotes and see these plans side by side. Then we have all 3 of our plans listed side by side. It's a more concise view without seeing all of the options. We can then do a PDF or print of this page, so if we only want to see a couple of them on a PDF or print, we can certainly do that, and then we can click back to see our full results list. So we're waiting here to get back to our full results of the Medicare supplement quote we ran. Again, we can always do a print, PDF, or Excel file export of this entire list, and then if we want to remove these carriers from under the Compare Quote, we just click this X button. We can also click Quote Options. So if I scroll down and click Quote Options, I can see View Plan Details, which will show me my Part A, Part B, and Parts A and B details. So Part A and Part B details, or Parts A and B details, or other benefits. We can also print this page here. We can also do Visit Carrier Resources, and this will take us to the carrier's login. And then, of course, we can always click an X here. So if we want to maybe remove Ascendo, we just say, we want to see the full list, take out Ascendo and Humana. I don't want to see those. You can just click this X and remove any carriers from the list that you do not want to see in order to hide them. So that's the Medicare Supplement Quoting Tool. We'll go ahead and take us back to the dashboard. We'll go into Medicare Advantage. You'll notice for Medicare Advantage, we have 2 different tools. We have this original Medicare Advantage or PDP tool, which is the tool that you've always probably known if you've been with Medicare Compare USA for a while. And then we have this new Medicare Advantage or PDP tool that says V2 Beta. It has this green icon. This is the new option. So this is the option that we've always had. And if you want to add in a person's prescription drugs or pharmacies, make sure you use the one with the green icon listed here. So if you're not going to add in prescription drugs or pharmacies, we'll use the original version. We'll do a very quick example here. You'll enter in the client's zip code, plan type, and then effective year. You can choose if there's a low income subsidy. You can always select a client from the client dropdown. That's always an option that's available, but I went ahead and just ran a quick quote here. I've hit get quote and we're just waiting for our results here. We can see all of the plans that are available. It will give you some plan details listed here, the plan ID. We can see the plan details for the plans. We can visit carrier resources like we did and go to the carrier's website. But make sure if you're taking a peek at this plan details that you show additional details if you want to see all of the plan details. Otherwise, it's only going to show you a few of the top plan details here. So make sure that you're aware that you can always toggle between showing the full details and then just a few of the plan details. You can do the fill the gaps. So if you're wanting to do the fill the gaps with the hospital indemnity plan within the Medicare Advantage tool, make sure you use the original Medicare Advantage tool like I am now. We'll click Run Quote. Then you can select any of the hospital indemnity plans to run within your Medicare Advantage quote. So we'll wait for our options to load here. Now we can select any one of these hospital indemnity plans, then click Add to Comparison, and then we can see how the hospital indemnity plan can fill in the coverage gaps of the Medicare Advantage plan. So I'll click Show Additional Details. We can choose our benefit amounts here and see how this would affect the price of the plan. So if we want to add in any additional benefits or supplement any of the benefits of the Medicare Advantage plan with the hospital indemnity plan, you can certainly do that here. So we can change any different benefit amounts and it will show you the price that it will increase. So it makes it really nice to be able to customize these plans for your clients and be able to show them all their options that are available. Again, you can always do a print or PDF of the fill the gaps as well. So make sure if you're doing the fill the gaps with a hospital indemnity plan within a Medicare Advantage quote, you use the original Medicare Advantage tool. I'll take us back to our full results list here by clicking the back arrow. We'll go back to our dashboard and we'll move into the new Medicare Advantage quoting tool where you can add in a person's prescription drugs or pharmacies. Again, for all the tools, you can use a client dropdown. Now, this is very important for the Medicare Advantage tool for the pharmacies and prescription drugs a person's taking to make sure that you select a client or enter a new client. So I'm going to do Wednesday test 2. We'll call it number 2. I'll create a new client. Now, anything I enter here will be saved in the client's profile. So it's very important that I select a client from the dropdown or create a new client if I want to save the prescription drugs or pharmacies. It'll ask if we want to do a retail pharmacy, mail order pharmacy, or both. Then we can add in our prescription drugs. As I start typing the drug name, it will load with the drugs here. We can choose our dosage amount, whether or not generics are included in the search, choose our packaging, the quantity, and the frequency. We can keep this open to add multiple drugs or just add the single drug by itself. And then for preferred pharmacies, it pulls in the zip code we entered and does a 10-mile radius on Google Maps, and we can select the preferred pharmacies. We'll select Hy-Vee and Walmart for today's example, click Add Pharmacies, and then Get Quote. So by entering these drugs and pharmacies and selecting a client from the dropdown, it will save this information. Next time I run a quote for this person, the drugs and pharmacies will be saved. We can see our plan options listed here, and we can click Show Details to see more of these plan details. We can see the coverage type, that one of our drugs is covered and both of our pharmacies are in network. And if we click on the name of the plan here, we can go in and see an overview. We can see the benefits and costs. And then here's the very important tab, prescription drug coverage and costs. It lists out the drug tiers. It shows the selected drug, what tier it's in. And then it shows the cost of that drug at each of the pharmacies. So we have Hy-Vee, Walmart, and mail order. And it shows us how much those drugs will cost, and then if we scroll down, you see the monthly cost and the cumulative cost of this drug at each of the locations or the mail order pharmacy. You can also go to carrier resources to get to the carrier's website here to do an e-application, so you can link right to that carrier's website. We can go back to our quote results. If you'd like to compare multiple plans side by side, make sure they're the same coverage type, so I'll click this green check mark here, and we'll select 2 of these, and then I'll click Compare Quotes, and then we can see our 2 plans side by side for each of these tabs. So check it out. It's a great new feature that's available on Medicare Compare USA's tool that allows you to add in a person's prescription drugs and pharmacies, and then it also saves this information year after year, so you don't have to worry about entering someone's drugs or pharmacies every single time. Thank you for watching today's demo on the Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage quoting tool, which also includes the Fill the Gaps with Hospital Indemnity and the new Medicare Advantage prescription drug and pharmacy search and save. Have a great rest of your day.